Hey everybody, welcome back to the Holy Comforter Episcopal Church YouTube Bible study. I'm Jimmy Abbott, the priest here at Holy Comforter, and I just wanted to share a few thoughts with you about the gospel lesson for this upcoming Sunday. It's from the Gospel of Mark, chapter 7. There are two stories that we get this Sunday. Both of them are healing stories, but they each kind of have their own flavor. One of them is when Jesus goes off to Tyre, which is a Gentile city, a non-Jewish city, and he comes across this woman. We call her the Syrophoenician woman, and she begs Jesus to heal her daughter who has a demon. And Jesus says, it's kind of a little hard to swallow. He says, "Let the children be fed first, for it is not fair to take the children's food and throw it to the dogs." But she answered him, "Sir, even the dogs under the table eat the children's crumbs." Then he said to her, "For saying that, you may go. The demon has left your daughter." So she went home, found the child lying on the bed, and the demon gone. Now, this is hard, right? Jesus has essentially just called this woman a dog. What are we to make of that? I think there are a couple different ways that we can read this text. I was doing my Wednesday morning Bible study here, and it's mostly women. I thought that they would be a little bit more upset with Jesus about this passage than they were. And most of them were saying this seems to be sort of a playful banter back and forth, and that really the story here is the woman's great love for her daughter that would compel her to go to this foreigner, to go to this Jewish man and speak up to him, presumably in front of a crowd, and the courage that must have taken, and the courage to then keep on after it. And they said that to us is a great example of faith, and that touched me, and I really see that. I see that too. The other way to look at this is maybe that perhaps Jesus changed his mind, that he wasn't going to do this, and that he did not see his mission as to the Gentiles, but to the Jews, and that in this he has a sort of his own revelation or awakening. I suppose you could read it that way too, but I'm going to really listen to what they were saying on Wednesday morning, that they were struck at the women's sort of tenacity there, her willingness to keep after it, that she had so much love for her daughter that she just wouldn't let it go. The second story is when Jesus returns to the region of the Decapolis, that's the 10 cities, and they come across this man. The crowd brings a deaf man to him with an impediment in his speech, and they beg him to make him better. Jesus draws him aside, and heals him, opens up his ears, and then he can speak again clearly. And it says the crowd's amazed, which is, remember, one of those themes throughout the Gospel of Mark is that Jesus will do something, and there's amazement that happens. The other thing is that Jesus tells them not to tell anyone about what he's done. And this is always a head scratcher, right? I thought we were supposed to tell people about Jesus and how great he is and that you should follow him too. How is it that Jesus does this great stuff and then tells people not to follow him? This is a theme in the Gospel of Mark called the Messianic secret, that Jesus always seems to be saying, keep it quiet. I think what's going on here is that Jesus wants to make sure that we keep our eyes on the prize as the big miracles, the big thing that's coming down the pike is the crucifixion and resurrection, and not to get wrapped up in the little miracles. Though they are important for those people who receive that grace and that healing, they are not the things that are overcoming sin, death, and the devil. That's the crucifixion and resurrection. I think it's a way of saying that Jesus does not want us to look at him as just a universal problem solver. He wants us to see him as the Son of God, the Anointed One, the one who has come to overcome what is really getting us, and that's sin, death, and the devil, like I said. So I think that's why Jesus will do these things and then keep them quiet. It's a way for us to keep our eyes on the big thing, which is the crucifixion and resurrection. It's great to share these thoughts with you. I'd love to hear back from you. Send me an email, jimmy@holycomforterspring.org, or leave a comment in the comment section. Thank you.